Okay, so I am fucking stupid. I watched the first, I got to, here-ish, I guess, the first 30 seconds or so, and I did not have my mic on. And I've done that twice now. So, I've watched the first 30 seconds twice. So, forgive me if my first 30-second commentary isn't the most engaging. Fuck's sake. What I said every other time, though, which I do think you guys should know, is that I don't think Jesse Velez is a very interesting predator. And I'm watching this to see if I was right, or if I see him in a new light, and I can make fun of him. Which is, always a lot of fun. So, let's see.
Come in for a sec. A little cold out.
Should I blur it? I don't think... I mean, he'd be fucking stupid to keep the same plates, am I right? I don't think that's doxing. I don't think I need to make any edits. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree.
How you doing?
Good.
Oh, chilly out.
So, the decoy has now twice said, it's a little chilly out, which is usually kind of an open-ended question to engage in conversation. It's just literally just small talk. And that Jesse's having none of that shit. He jumped right into, you don't look anything like your picture. He's already on edge.
I know. Well,
The decoy just says, I know, throws his arms up very defensively, and then corrects himself. So he throws his arms up, he's got them crossed, but he's still a decoy, he's aware that he's got to be more inviting. So you see him trying to open up, and he's throwing all those, probably the coaching he received, the people that were coaching him were like, here's, a couple lines you can throw if you can't think of anything to say. And he was like, here's 8 of them.
House. Wanna come in? Come in.
Yeah, none of that's natural. And right there, okay, I want to just, okay, we're at 32. I want to literally get it to 30. And then let's slow it down here, because I think he looks into the camera. I think he looks into, not over here, but in the, yeah, right? Oh, yeah, he does, right into the camera, right here. Oh, wait, is this the camera that... Maybe I'm just stoned, because I thought I was being all fucking sneaky over here, catching him looking at another camera when I know he looks at, a camera I thought over here. Then maybe I'm just fucking stupid. Oh, hold on. Sherlock
So where do you want to go? Want a water or something?
No, this is the first time I met somebody.
Yeah?
First time I ever met somebody, and then look at the way his face goes.
Want a water or something?
He's surprised he said that.
Yeah?
But yeah, he looks like he's surprised he said that.
Everyone's like, oh, him too. You want a water? Anything?
Yeah, please. Where are your parents at?
They went away.
This fucking decoy. Christ. Oh, and these curtains don't help. They're so unnatural.
What is it?
Sorry? Yeah. Here you go.
How old are you?
13.
You're 113.
That's what they all say,
That's what they all say. This interaction is just so uncomfortable, and it's just... I think the reason I just dislike Jesse so much is, he's just boring. I don't really know any other way to say it, but he's just so boring. There's no personality to him. You know, the other predators, they at least, you know, like fucking. Oh, sorry, I moved my little worry stone. Um, you know, like Shin. He brought so much shit, and he did those little like noises, like, and that was fucking hilarious. But like, there's nothing. There's nothing.
That's what they all say. So, where are we going?
I don't know, where do you want to go to eat?
It's up to you.
You hungry?
Yeah,
Where do you want to go?
doesn't matter to me.
I'm not really hungry, I just ate.
No.
No.
So you want to stay here?
Not really.
You don't want to stay here? What do you want to do after?
And so I think that little not really was him being like, yeah, I catch on to your game, guys. I know what's going on. Or at least I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. Also interesting that the decoy didn't offer the cupcakes, because I don't think Jesse's the kind of guy that's just going to take a cupcake just like that's on the table, you know. I think he's a little bit more respectful of other people's things than that. But I don't, you know, maybe he just forgot in his panic, because he is sweating. He is sweating. He was definitely not ready for this interaction.
What do we got? Hang out?
No.
Netflix? Chill? Netflix
Yeah,
and chill?
I was watching Netflix when I was texting you.
Yeah, what show?
I watched like TV shows like that.
And that's interesting. I think he's saying that because he knows he's being recorded. So he's trying to, like, change the narrative somewhat. I think he doesn't necessarily know at this particular point that it's a sting necessarily. I think maybe he's like, oh, these rich people have security cameras and they're gonna look because they're just like out on a business trip leaving their teenage son home alone. They're gonna look at the home security cameras, and I don't know if there's audio or not, so I don't want to incriminate myself. So to cover up for that kid's like cringy ass Netflix and chill, I think he was like, oh yeah, I was watching Netflix when I was messaging you. Yes, I was watching a show on Netflix. That's why you mentioned Netflix.
House of Cards, stuff like that.
I haven't seen that. Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
House of Cards. Note, an adult show for adults talking to adults. Not children would not be interested. Obviously, I have no interest and no anything to talk about with children.
Yeah, we can Netflix and chill.
This is gonna be a weird question, but you have your ID menu.
I don't have an idea, man. Sorry, I'm only 13. My mom keeps that in her purse.
And that's a good kind of cover up, you know. I didn't carry my shit around because my mom was super controlling. So maybe a normal mother wouldn't be as controlling, or, you know, maybe I'm oversharing here. But, you know, maybe like a typical mother does let their 13-year-old kid carry their own ID around. Though I don't think you need a state ID at 13. You know, like once you get into driving or, you know, piloting, you can do piloting at a young age and get your I'm not into piloting. I don't know what the driver's permit version of a pilot's, maybe pilot permit instead of a pilot's license. You know, same kind of system. I don't know exactly the age, but I know it's about, you know, the 15 or so where you can start doing that stuff. So I think it's like unlikely the kid is gonna have like a state issued ID that, you know, period. But you know, if he did have it, I don't think his mom necessarily would hold on to it, especially if he's staying on his home for long periods of time, like multiple days at a time. Because what if there's an emergency? You know, the cops are going to ask him for his ID, who he is, if he can prove it. You know, potentially, whatever. And he's going to need to be able to fucking do that. So I think it's very interesting that his parents, in that particular situation, you know, would keep it. But I don't think that that's the scenario. I think that it would be school ID. Yeah, that rip I took before this fucking got to me. God damn. Hello, 14 minutes in.
Who lives here?
Who lives here? Well, I live here. Me, my mommy, and my daddy.
Oh god, I hope that kid felt it when he was saying that. I hope he was like, I'm gonna kill myself later. Not really, no, that was, but the cringing, I hope he was cringing. Let me let me rephrase that because that came out really, really wrong. Oh no. I appreciate this actor and what he attempted to do. Let me clarify. I just think he was, severely underprepped. Oh my goodness. I haven't even mentioned, that Jesse over here he's not really engaging this kid pretty much at all. It's just bare minimum conversation. Because I think he's trying to think of, like, how do I get out of here without that kid getting upset and telling his parents, you know? Because, like, again, I don't think he understands at this point that it's a sting. I think he thinks rich parents are going to have security, you know? Oh, I wonder when he realizes.
Yeah, they work hard.
It looks like that.
Yeah. Did you want to come look at this?
There it is. Okay. So I think I did catch him looking at a second camera. Okay. Interesting. So he looked at a camera, registered it.
It looks like that.
Okay.
And
Look at that over the shoulder. Yeah, he looks directly into the camera, has a moment to process that, oh shit, that's like another camera. For real. Not something that I think is a camera, I'm pretty sure, but like legit a camera. Oh boy. And I wonder if at this moment he thinks, oh, this is a sting, or if he's like, no, these parents really are rich parents and paranoid, you're gonna watch the camera and gotta go.
Did you want to come look at this? This right here. This is my dad made this.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, he did? How nice. That's not a great, like, cover, really, but it's an attempt to lure him over here, so he's not gonna, like, dart out the door when Chris comes through over here.
Pretty cool. You want to come look at it?
I think it's cool. It's nice and neat.
I can't hear what he says there, but I think he's saying something like, maybe I gotta go, I'll text you later, something like that.
Hey, Jose, how are you? Take a seat right over there, please.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Just immediately, nothing.
What was your plan today?
Nothing actually, just to hang out.
Just to hang out.
Just to hang out. Look, he's already, like, trying to smile and disarm and be friendly. That's that retail politeness, I think, coming through. He's still gripping that phone, though.
Yeah.
With a 13-year-old boy.
He nodded.
Who
Yes, I am here to hang out with a 13-year-old boy. He nodded.
you sent a picture of your private parts.
No, I didn't. I
He
did.
nodded. He nodded. Oh, another nod. He was like, no, I didn't. I did. Oh, you guys can't see me, but I was like, I mimicked him, and I didn't nod. It was very funny to me, myself, and my chickens.
Yes.
Ugh.
Is Chris about to pull out that dick pic?
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do that.
Who was right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was
You've been
just
chatting with him on and off for weeks. But
Yeah, I used to tell like random people on and off. I'd hang out with them. No, nothing's really sexual.
Did you guys see him wince right there?
Yeah, I used to tell like random people on and off. I'd hang out with them. No, nothing's really sexual, to be honest.
He was like taken aback at his own words. Couldn't believe he said that to who he probably thinks is a cop,
Nothing sexual.
No.
What's this?
Let me see.
Let me see.
Oh my god, I did not know I even sent that. Ugh. Yeah, I did not know that.
Who was
That's-
right?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. Chris, I love that. I'm so tempted to go back and just watch that. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it, my video.
Oh my god, I did not know I even sent that.
But, oh, he's not actually doing the... Okay, so when we wrinkle our face in disgust, the lip in the center curls a little bit more, and it kind of twists a little bit. It's weird. And you show usually more teeth, unless you're frowning and pretending to grimace or, cringe like that. And then you're gonna look
Yeah, I did not know
like that.
Ooh, is
And then he
right.
corrected it.
Yeah, usually when I send a picture, like I have
He corrected it in the end. That's a nice one, but we caught you, buddy.
a bunch of pictures of me.
Right.
So I must have hit that, but I didn't know why.
So this was just one big mistake.
Yeah, I pretty much, yeah.
So you had
I love how Chris doesn't just... He never looks away unless he's pulling up something more incriminating. Like another either piece of evidence, another part of the chat, whatever, which same thing. But I love it. Like, that's the only time Chris looks away. Unless Jesse is, like, actively already gone. But, like, during this whole interview, interrogation, whatever, damn. Like, points to Chris where it's due. He is a damn fine interviewer, interrogator, when he has proper prep.
a picture of yourself out and about town,
Because usually
driving your car.
Yeah, like usually
and then the penis pic. Oh.
Wow. Jesse, so he keeps, though. The captions are very helpful right now. They're spot on, and we love it. Thank you, Google. Now... Oh. Hello, I'm sorry. I know I disturbed you a little bit. Sorry, chickens. They're coming to yell at me now because I accidentally kind of walked into them. But so, yeah, Jesse over here, he tries to interrupt and tries to gain the upper hand of the conversation, but he fails every single time because Chris just dominates the conversation. And I think even if Jesse really tried to keep talking anyway, Chris would just keep talking over him, like they wouldn't get anywhere. So I think it's really interesting that we kind of really, we see what kind of person he is. He's not very dominant, not very combative, necessarily.
By mistake, I hit the penis pic.
Yeah, because I didn't even know, because I would even say like something afterwards, but I didn't even know.
Yeah, because I didn't even know, because I would send something right even afterwards. I don't even know. I could be paraphrasing here. But that sounds like word salad to me.
Really sent that, to be honest.
Look how wide his eyes are. He's terrified.
Yeah, usually I meet people, I hang out with them, nothing really sexual. It's like, I don't even put like sexual things on my, like I don't do none of that stuff. Like I don't say, oh yeah, let's meet up and have sex. I don't really do that. I like to meet different people, hang out with them.
What is Grindr for?
Honestly, I know it's for hookups, I really do know that,
Oh,
but
look
I
at
don't.
that hand out there. He was like, oh,
What
let's
is Grindr
stop. Let's not go through.
Honestly, I know it's for hookups.
There you go. Yeah, that arm right there. He was like, stop. I don't want to touch that particular subject. Let's not do that. Let's stop.
I really do know that, but I'm not all for that. I don't just meet people randomly and just start having sex with random people. That's not what I do. I know it sounds weird coming from myself, but it's not like that.
But isn't that what Grindr is for?
No, to me it's not. It depends on people use it for their aspects. Like I don't use it for any sexual like orientations or activities like that.
It's an interesting... Sorry, let me get some water. That's an interesting point to argue, I guess. It's not a good one, but it's an interesting one. Like, yeah, Grindr was created for gay men and gay masculine folks to meet up, hook up, get together. But that's not how I use it. And that's a like a bad argument because the evidence shows that is how he uses it. So it's it's interesting to me in two ways. Interesting, one, as an argument itself, and then interesting that he would fucking use it because it's so bad. Like, we literally have the evidence right here.
I just meet people, movies, we'll go to the restaurant, hang out, eat. I just like to have company with me. I'm like kind of a, how do you say, I never really had friends when I was younger.
Right.
So I like to hang out with people, you can get to know them a little bit. It's about.
So, let's say Jesse Velez had terrible childhood trauma. He went through whatever. It scarred him. He's emotionally a child. That's still not an excuse, dude. Because you're competent enough to run a business, even though, it wasn't successful. You were competent enough to get your license. You've proven competency over and over again. You can't really play that card.
About it. I meet people from either 13, 17, 18, 30. Even
Because, it's terrible. Fucking terrible that anything happened, but not an excuse. Speaking as someone who was terribly harmed in childhood. No excuse. No excuses, young man.
to their 40s, just to meet people and talk to them.
And how old are you?
I'm actually 27.
Man, he's not buying it. Look at his
18, 30,
face.
into their 40s, just to meet.
He's so mad. And the lighting doesn't make it better. I feel like it makes it more dramatic because it catches the shadows really well. It makes him look like a hooded figure, like a grizzled detective. And honestly, after these series, yeah, he probably feels like it. Good God. And then the internet just fucking dragged him for fucking filth, Not undeservedly, not entirely undeservedly. But yeah, no, he's like angry. Look at his nostril flaring. He's got like a little bit of a sneer going on here.
Meet people and talk to them.
And how old are you?
I'm actually 27.
27.
Yes.
And what do you do for a living?
Me, I'm actually a manager for a restaurant.
So it's interesting that he starts his answers so far with, I am, he's clarifying that Chris was talking to him, as if there was anybody else that it could have been, addressed to. And then he does it again with that second question, so I wonder if that's something he's going to continue doing. Goodness gracious.
Which restaurant?
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's.
Yes.
Restaurant. Which restaurant? Jersey Mike's. You don't necessarily think of restaurant when you think of Jersey Mike's, or at least I don't. Maybe my mental picture of a restaurant is just I think of a traditional sit-down restaurant, like a diner, not necessarily a sub shop. But I guess it could be. If you really want, if you wanted to stretch it a little bit, it could fall under the umbrella, I suppose. Okay, Jesse. Alright, I'll give you that one.
And how's that going?
It's going good. I actually just started there about a couple weeks ago.
Fuck. That would suck. That would suck. Okay, I run my own business. I don't, it's a sole proprietorship, so I don't have any employees. But I remember working retail. I worked retail for a decade and a half. Yeah, almost decade and a half. It doesn't really matter. But the hiring process, not fun, not easy. And then having to replace someone, especially someone so high up as a manager, not fun, not easy, times two. And you lose one within the first month of them being hired. Fuck. Oh, I'd be so mad. As regional or whoever was in charge of that hiring, I'd be so mad.
Yes.
But you see how this looks for you to come over and visit
I know,
that 13-year-old boy after
Yeah,
you sent him a picture of your
Yeah, I know,
So just agreeing. Yes. Yeah, I know. I did that. I am admitting to it. Jesus, dude. You already saw the cameras. You already thought you were being recorded.
Like, I didn't realize I sent it, and even when I came here,
How could you not realize it?
no, I understand where you're coming from, but even when I came here, even when I parked there, I was just like, oh, this is. Even when I sat there, I was like, yeah, this is the first time I did like met someone at someone's house. I felt kind of nervous when coming to a house. Could you just say what's me at a public place so it's more safer for me? That way, it gets out.
Jesus, Jesse, we don't give a shit about your safety. You were coming to meet a child, buddy. Oh, Christ. And it's like, I know, it's instinct to try to defend yourself, to try to get out of a shitty situation. You'd think they'd have some kind of fucking honor, though, you know, like, just a smidgen of decency, but I guess that's too much to expect for these guys, I guess, you know, like, fuck, man.
Tell the other person, but that's why even when I
It just pisses me off that he plays the victim. He's just like, I needed it to be safe for me, and not negotiated. I compromised on my standards for my safety to come here. You know, like, shut the fuck up. It was a 13-year-old, sure.
came, I actually trying to park at that park for a while. I was just saying, I was like, I should not be going to this person's house. So
But
I never
you
really.
did it.
Yeah, I did.
Why did you do it then?
It's the first time for me. I never went to someone's house before.
You know, I hear that all the time.
Yeah,
It's my first time.
I'm sure. I'm
And
sure you
I
have.
doubt that all the people who tell me it's their first time are telling the truth.
This is.
Yeah, Chris, honestly, he's nailing it, yeah. Like, there are some parts of some interviews where I have critiques for Chris, but most of the time, overall, he just fucking nails them every goddamn turn, and it's fantastic. I guess, you know, I am starting to appreciate this interview a little bit more, but only for Chris Hansen. Jesse is just, he's boring and bland, and he always, it's about him, you know. But yeah, so this is, you're getting what you wanted, Jesse. This is about you.
Honest to death.
So you're the first honest
This is-
guy I've ever
this-
found.
This is the
Honest,
first
Coming to
time.
visit a
Well, no,
13-year-old boy.
this is the first time I met a young person that age. It's the first time ever in history.
But what
ever.
could you possibly have in common at 27 with a 13-year-old stranger?
That's something I'll find out when we sit down and chat, to be honest. I mean,
Is he gonna cry? Because his eyes keep getting shinier and shinier, and his little chin keeps kind of quivering a little bit. He looks like he's gonna burst into tears. Honestly.
there's nothing sexual was going to happen anyway from the get-go.
After you sent him a penis
And I
picture.
didn't realize I sent that. You know, like all my conversations.
Look at him.
And I knew from the get-go.
After you sent him a penis
And
picture.
I didn't realize I sent that.
Look at that little dart forward that, like, you know, in anime, they, like, bow forward, and they're like, I'm shamed, or whatever. Like, that's immediately what it reminds me of, but I know he's looking at the phone and, like, kind of pushing it away to symbolize, like, that's not me, that's not who I am. I would never do that, even though you did it, and that's exactly who you are, you massive fucking creep.
You know, like all my conversations, I did not realize I sent that kind of picture. I did not
So
realize
today
that.
you just
So today was
one
it-
big
And I have not read the chat, so while he could be telling
misunderstanding.
while Jesse could be telling the truth and be like, I didn't even realize we never talked about sex or whatever, I'm willing to bet that there was some explicit talk in the chat, otherwise Dateline wouldn't, or maybe not Dateline, I guess, here, but the Hansen versus Predator team, the legal side, wouldn't make like fit the requirements. You know, I think that there has to be like clearly stated intent on behalf of the Predator for it to like be like proof of you know, like backup to prove intent and shit. Sorry, that sentence just like I couldn't fucking get it out. Jesus Christ.
like for example, like say like I was gonna watch a movie with, you know, just like an ordinary conversation, like normal, like friendly type thing. It wasn't like anything sexual. Even when we were chatting, I never said, "Oh hey, do you want to have sex?" Because that's not the kind of person.
Did I hear him throw out a little bit of Spanish? Like como, like how you say like what is, you know? I don't speak Spanish. I'm not fluent. Um, but I think I know enough to catch that.
Person I am. I don't want to throw myself out there like that. That's not what I am.
But earlier he also said like how you say, and so that was interesting to me, but I didn't point it out, even though I guess I should have.
But if you're his parent,
Look at that, like, boom, boom, boom. Look at that head shape.
are you going to be comfortable?
I have a 16-year-old friend. I do. Yes, I do.
Why would you admit that? That's 11 years too young for you to even be acknowledging, my dude. Like, I don't. That's, oh gosh. I don't think I gotta explain why that's creepy.
That's a pretty big age gap
It is. It is.
Yeah.
But
at this stage.
But you know what? But there's nothing wrong with that because to be honest, I have friends that are 16 to 30. We all hang out. You know, there's no drugs involved. I don't do any drugs. But we all just conversate. I mean, there's so many similarities from what.
That's. They're like book clubs. You know, where I guess that could be something that happens. You know, 16, 20, 27, 30. But honestly, like, as as an almost 30-year-old, the idea of hanging out with 21-year-olds sounds like hanging out with 16-year-olds to me. Hanging out with 16-year-olds sounds like I just signed up to go babysit. You know, I gotta make sure they don't fucking hurt themselves doing something stupid. You know, at least with like a 21-year-old, I can, you know, somewhat relax. You know, I still have to watch out for them. But like, I just can't comprehend how there are people that are like, yeah, I'll hang out with a child. Like, I don't get that.
Different people, it doesn't matter what age to me. You know, so some people look at it as more like a pedophile thing.
What is that, your pedophile thing? What is it, David Schumacher? Is that who it is?
That, but that's not what I am. You know, I don't go around looking for 10-year-olds, 13-year-olds. No, that's not.
10-year-olds, but 13-year-old. We have you here. If you weren't looking for a 13-year-old, how did you get here? How did you find this address?
Who I am. That's not exactly
But
who I
you
am.
see how this looks.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. That's why I didn't walk through that door.
A 27-year-old sends a penis
Yeah.
picture to
I
a
know.
13-year-old.
Yeah.
And then comes over to just hang out.
Yeah, I know how it looks. And I wasn't even gonna walk. Something told me don't walk through that door. I swear something told me do not
Well,
walk
why'd
through
you
that
do
door.
it then?
I don't know. I wasn't gonna walk through that door. I really.
Excuse me, let me get some water. The something that told you not to walk through the door was your common sense. And unfortunately, you were hornier more than you had common sense. And I get that to an extent. I get that not being able to control your horny levels. You know, there are just some lines you don't cross. You just don't. You just don't. And you know how easy it is not to? The easiest thing I do every day of my life is not talk to minors. That's the easiest part of my day. Genuinely, it's the I put less thought into it than I do brushing my teeth. And I'm successful. Every single day. Every single day. I don't talk to minors on the internet. It's great. I love it. It feels so freeing. Because I'm not these guys.
It wasn't. I don't know. Even when I saw him, I looked at him. I was like, this doesn't fit. I mean, I hang out with people outside of the home because I wouldn't want myself to be in someone's home that I really don't know. I know.
This is. I get it. As a gay person, I get it. You know, you don't want to go into a potential partner's home that you've never been there before, you know. You've never, this is your first time meeting the person, you've never, you know, even seen their house, never seen them, like I said, in person. I would meet them at a coffee shop. But you can't exactly meet a minor at a coffee shop now, can you, Jesse? So that's why he showed up. Shut the fuck up, Jesse.
Never meet someone at their home. That's why I felt weird. Even
So this is just one big misunderstanding.
This is the
and
biggest.
the first time you've
this is
ever
the
had
biggest
such
I ever
a
walked into someone's
misunderstanding.
house. To be honest, because at my house, I only come to my house.
This is the first time I've ever walked into someone's house. You've never been to someone else's house before? Ever. Ever?
Well, I can because I have a big patio outside, and I have my neighbors that come outside with me, so I would feel safe because I'm not by myself with that person. So at least people see me with this person. But me coming here, like I parked at that park right there.
Right.
I sat there for like 5 minutes, and I parked at the park because I was gonna make a U-turn and just go because I don't like people's houses. Because there was one time where one of our friends went to his friend's house, and you know it didn't really go as they were gonna say. You know, when he walked in, there was actually an ambush. It was two older guys and a woman. They beat him up. You know, it was like I guess people that they were looking for.
It was a setup.
Yeah, well, not like this. Like I guess they wanted to beat somebody up. So that's why
No, not a setup like this. No, that's you're definitely correct there. Another point for Jesse.
I don't come to people's houses. I'd rather meet at a sandwich shop, at a Starbucks, just so we can sit down, conversate. It's nothing really sexual or ordinary.
Do you live by yourself?
No, I live with my 3 dogs.
Okay. So, I would also answer, no, I live with my dogs. But that's because my dogs are part of my proprietorship. You know, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give too much information about myself, but like, dogs are part of my work as well. So, for me, that would be an answer, an expected answer and an accepted answer. But just makes Jesse more sad and pathetic.
Yeah, thanks, yeah.
Here in Fairfield.
Yeah, actually, we're up the road by Taco Loco.
By Taco.
Yes.
By Taco Loco. I hope he's moved since.
Well, we've been running an investigation
Okay.
called Hansen versus Predator.
Okay.
And I'm Chris Hansen.
Okay.
I don't think he's processing anything. I think he's pretending like he's processing this, but I think that's just, just a machine response. You know, like an answering machine. Like no one's here. Okay. You know.
And you've walked into it.
Okay.
So if there's anything else you want people to know.
He tried to cover that up. He had his little hand up. And he was like, "Oh, don't look at me. Oh, well, that's kind of weird to put my hand up." And he kind of scratched his face, but he makes the choice to keep his hand up. So.
I'm not.
Oh, he doesn't.
I'm not.
Oh, no, he does. Okay.
I'll just see little kids. I'm not. That's not who I am.
Oh, do you think he was maybe trying to hide the ring? Because he didn't really. I don't think he mentioned his fiance up to this point. Has he?
That's not who I am. Honestly, that's not who I am. That's not me. Can you put the cameras off me, please?
I can't at this point.
Can I leave?
You can leave right out there.
Okay. This is very awkward and very embarrassing for me. I'll talk to you in private if
This
you
is
like.
very awkward and very embarrassing for me. I'm sure it is, buddy. 3 points. That's your 3rd point that you get today. Okay.
I can't turn the cameras off.
Okay. I mean, I'll answer any questions for you, to be honest, because I'm not.
Well, you have.
This is not what it seems to be. This is not what it was going to be. So
This is not what it was going to be. Are you? You're just admitting it there. You're just admitting it there. Christ.
So that's actually seeing right now. It's not what it was.
Like,
I'll have to hang out with.
that hand isn't doing anything. There's another whole fucking camera on the other side of you, bro. Like, he's just in such a panic mode that he's not even, like, thinking or really aware of what his body is doing.
Somebody, nothing sexual to that nature. It may seem to other people it was, but to me it's not. Because if it was to that standard, I would have actually texted the guy, hey, let's meet and let's do this, let's do that. But it wasn't. I'm very, cordial with what I say. I'm very blunt. So nothing was sexual to that, nothing sexual to that nature. But to be honest, I kind of listen right now. I'm walking to my house.
And what?
I'm not walking to no one's house ever again. This is the first and last time we're doing that.
What's the lesson here?
The lesson here is
He just kept repeating himself. Like, I'm not really gonna say much about all that gibberish he threw out there because they were all the same points that he talked about before. He's just a broken fucking record, you know?
is don't walk into no one's house that you don't know who actually even lives there. That's to be honest. Don't do the same thing to other people that you wouldn't want done to you. Would you
But
want
you did
someone?
it though.
Yeah, because I walk to someone's house, but I never allow people to come to my house. That's the thing. I never allow. It's okay.
That's... First of all, that's irrelevant. Secondly, same. I never let anybody come over, but also don't go anywhere. But like, I kind of turned away for a second to make that point, and then I turned back, and Jesse's staring at me. It was very alarming. Definitely tripped me out for a second, man. God, he's so fucking stupid. He's panicking. He's just panicking.
Okay, because I'm not even ashamed to do this. Don't let people walk into your house. Why would you go to theirs? Because you know what to expect to that nature. That's why when I came here, I was bored today. I didn't know what to do, so I figured I'd hang out with some people.
How about watching football?
I'm not a sports person, believe it or not. Don't like
How
sports.
about watching Netflix?
I was. It was just today was just a day that just let's just go hang out tonight real quick. Just hang out.
Hang out with somebody
Nothing
real
sexual
quick.
though. I'm not looking for that. I'm not.
But again, isn't that what Grindr was set up for?
It depends what people utilize Grindr for. Some people use it for dating, for hang out, to chill.
It's interesting that he's using the word utilize instead of use. People utilize Grindr in different ways, and I think that's a way for him to kind of psychologically distance himself, to kind of soften the blow of the implication of Grindr. Because we all know what Grindr is, like it's gay Tinder. Like, that's it. Like, it's not really that big a deal. I guess, I don't really know when this was filmed, maybe early 2010s, so, yeah, fuck it, it's just Grindr. YouTube was a thing already, so, if YouTube was half a decade into existence, it's pretty much recent. No, I kind of lost my track there, but no, we all know what Grindr is, so if he was just trying to make it a little bit less impactful, a little bit less of an implication when he admits to using Grindr differently.
People use it for a sexual preference. That's not what I'm looking for. Even on my profile, it just said, "Hey, let's chat." I'm not looking for any to that nature.
As someone who has used Grindr, putting a "Hey, let's chat" in your bio is basically an invitation to sext. It's just, I only want to roleplay sex with you right now. That's it. Don't talk to me about other stuff. That's basically what it means. If you didn't know, now you know.
It just says, "Let's chat." That's it.
Okay, fair enough, Jose.
So it's fair enough. So everyone out there, that's not who I am.
Well, look, he repeated Chris there. Chris was like, "Yeah, that's fair enough," because Chris is straight. And Jesse's like, he's got a little bit of a... Now, I don't know if this smile here is him smiling to try to get Chris on his side, or if he's smiling out of Duper's delight, if he feels like he is getting one over on Chris. And we're heading towards the end. Yeah, this is the end. So I think it might be a combination of the two. I think it might be a little bit of Duper's Delight and a little bit of, like dogs. When they smile at you, they're not actually smiling. It's a nervous kind of soothing gesture to try to get you to calm down. Not necessarily to get them to calm down. It's a signal to the rest of the group, to the rest of the pack, that somebody's acting up. There's some edge, and we need to get that edge smoothed out.
So,
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Chris.
Thank
Thank you for this actual experience, actually, because it's pretty interesting, actually. I'll never ever do this ever again.
Thank
At someone's
you
house.
for this actual experience. What did you say?
Actually, because
Thank you for this actual experience, actually, because
it's pretty interesting, actually.
It's
I'll never
pretty
ever do this ever
interesting,
again.
actually. He keeps using the same word over and over again, like, I don't know, that means something to him. I feel like he feels he's making a point right there. When he keeps repeating that same word over and over again. And that's my dog. 1 second. I had my headphones in and the neighbor had knocked, but I didn't hear it, so the dog barked. The dog's name is Dan. Okay, so Jesse is repeating himself over and over again. He feels like he's making a point. I think he feels that he's won Chris over a little bit. If not that, then he feels he has changed his perception. Like the camera's perception. He's a friendly man. He's smiling. He's charming, quote unquote. I think that's what Jesse believes his impression was left upon.
Yeah, it's like someone's house. So,
I appreciate that.
nothing bad out of this.
Okay.
He's cringing.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. I
Thanks for your
appreciate
time.
it. Thank
I
you.
don't know if Chris shook that man's hand on purpose or not. That seemed like such an instinctual reaction.
Oh, where's the exit?
Right there, straight ahead, over there.
Oh, why am I under arrest?
Face forwards, eyes open.
Face the wall.
Face the wall.
Jesse, what's your last name?
Velez.
You got through everything?
Yeah.
Oh, the tears. The tears.
I know this is upsetting, and trust me, I'm not mean. I'm not sitting here in judgment of you. I'm just trying to understand what happened today, and that's all. That's all we're trying to do. Okay.
I am trying
you read
to. Shut up, Jesse, crybaby. I'm trying to understand what happened today, too. You made choices.
everything thoroughly?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you tell me why you think you're here? Why you think this whole thing happened?
Because I was stupid enough to go on the app and chat with random people, and I met one of them, which unfortunately was underage. No.
Okay. He's gonna go into his whole story when the detective just wanted him to say, because I met a child. When we had talked about sex, it's not illegal to meet a child. It's super inappropriate, and you should not do it. But it's not illegal to just meet a child, as far as I understand. I'm not aware of the law because I don't need to be. But I don't know why. I mean, I know why Jesse is phrasing it this way. But it's like, how long do you think you can you can try to reshape the narrative and change it to be this new truth, you know? Like, you're not gonna get away with it. And I wonder if, I don't even know if he's still alive. He probably is. I know a lot of the Predators have died, but, you know, R.I.P. those men. But I wonder if Jesse's attitude has changed from then to today. I wonder if he's like, yeah, what I did was really fucked up. That was wrong. I've gotten therapy, you know, whatever.
I think such was gonna happen with any of them that I meet today, just hangouts or whatever. And unfortunately, I went to their house, which I shouldn't have.
Okay.
And I've never.
That detective just, like, put her hand up to her mouth and was like, this stupid motherfucker is really gonna try this shit with me today. Oh, God. I wonder if the full interrogation is out. That'd be very interesting to watch.
Never done that before. Usually I meet them at Starbucks just so I feel safe at the same time. But this time I did it.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so Jesse Jesse served a 2-year sentence, or 2 years in prison out of a 5-year suspended sentence, and as far as we know, he is not reoffended. That's good. Really good. I hope he continues to not reoffend until the day he dies. I really hope he actually, like process that what he was doing was fucked up and, like, comes to terms with it. Because that's, like, the only way for that to go and, like, be actually finished. Otherwise, he's out there, like an unfinished rope end, you know, with the braids all unfinished, and just out there. It's gonna fray and unravel and unravel and unravel, and then you just got a bunch of fucking twine. You don't got a rope anymore. And I've lost my metaphor, but I did take several rips before I did this video, and I think it's turned out not the best, but alright. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Feel free to give it a like, whatever, subscribe. Mostly, I'd like to hear back on how the audio was, and how you liked my analysis. I know that I'm very babbly and long-winded, and I'd apologize, but I'm going to keep doing it. So,